This is Casey Love Monsters. I'm Casey Love. Today, I'm going to take you through how I paint the Predator. This little guy right here. Now, if you want to get your own version of this one, you can order this from my website, CaseyLoveMonsters.com, and I will have this available. Now, if you're a part of my Patreon page, you can actually get a discount on this guy when you order, and you can follow along with the YouTube video. So if you'd like to do that, please head over to my Patreon, Casey Love Monsters on Patreon. Link is in the description. And join me for $5 a month and get your discount on your Predator box. Now be sure to stick around to the end of the video so you can see how I painted these really cool tiny spots on all these threads. And I'll show you my special technique and how I achieve it. Alright, let's get started. There's a lot to do. Here we go. Okay, so here we are. We're using Seraphim Sepia Shade, and this is going to be a shade wash, which is basically what it is. It's a Citadel makes this paint, and it's just a wash. You can brush it right on to your piece, and it will pick up all the details and kind of sit into all the crevices of the sculpture. So what you see here is a translucent casting that I've done out of a silicone mold. This is sculpted by me about 2010. I sculpted this Predator, and this was part of a script story concept. Okay, so now we're gonna time lapse and get going a little faster so we can see more of the process happen quickly. And still using that wash. Just apply this everywhere that you want it to be. I'm kind of doing a fade out, you know, along the back to the front. Now I'm going to switch to Reichland Flesh Shade. I can't talk. Yay. And I'm going to put this into Airbrush this time. Now, I'm using a Gallery, or Gallery, however you want to say that, Airbrush. I think it's Gallery. And it's a 0.3 Mobius. And this is a killer new airbrush out on the market. The whole entire airbrush, including the paint pot where you put the paint, is all polished, which makes it nice for cleaning and cleaning out the airbrush. This airbrush is only around $70 or so. I'm going to give you guys a link in my description so you can go grab your own airbrush from Gallery or Gallery and get your copy of this airbrush at a discounted price. So look for that in my description. I highly recommend this airbrush for beginner to advanced. And even though it's a $70 airbrush, this is not the kind of thing that is cheap feeling or cheaply made. It is a super high quality airbrush. Alright, so I mixed these three colors with the air cast thinner, and now you're seeing me apply a wash. And then I'm using a little makeup sponge to take it off, just to leave it in the crevices where I want it. This is like a bluish wash undertone. If you look at the original Predator, between the muscles and stuff, he had this bluish gray undertone. So I'm kind of going with that vibe. This is somewhat painted in a similar fashion as the original Predator from the original movie. Okay, now I'm taking this bright orange shade and I'm going to put this in my airbrush, and I'm going to spray it on to kind of punch the orange up a little bit, though, on the back sides of areas where the orange tone is a little heavier, should be a little bit brighter. Alright, now I'm going to use Nasdaq Yellow. Alright, I'm going to mix this up with some 92% alcohol. Thin it pretty good. I don't want it to be too strong. It's a very strong color, so you have to be really careful with this one. And I'm going to lightly sort of mist this very carefully along that where that orange kind of fades off and the white of the head begins. So just kind of like give myself an extra little fade effect color, a little bit around the bottom of the chest, and that should do it, man. It's looking cool already. Okay, you'll notice that I use a lot of different brands of paint. Right now I'm going to grab 3 FW acrylic colors, a couple different greens, kind of a brown green, antelope brown, black, and a dark green. And I'm mixing up a custom color here that I'm going to spray with some water. And then after the water, I'm going to add some of that 92% alcohol, thin it down, put it in the airbrush. And what I'm going to do is use this as kind of another transition tone between the orange and yellow, just give a little hunter's green kind of vibe for the hunter and the hunted. Okay, what I'm doing now is I am mixing the same color that you just saw, except this time I'm not going to thin it down. I'm going to keep it pretty opaque because I'm going to use this as a pattern color. I just put a tiny bit of water in, that's about it. God, who was that crazy voice? That was weird. Got creepy there for a minute. Anyway, yeah, here we go. I'm gonna lay in some patterns. Now, I always highly recommend to students with this kind of thing, just go for it. Do not think it through too much. Kind of feel the vibe and the flow that you want and just sort of lay those patterns in organically and nicely. So I've also turned my airbrush pressure down a little bit for this. Kind of will help you with control if you have some issues controlling, you know, your paint as you're laying it down. So there you go. Watch what I do and do what I do, and it'll look cool. Okay, now I'm going to take some Casandora Shadow Shade, another bright orange, and punch this orange up even harder. I'm trying to get the orange to really, really push through, so I have a nice transition of color, bright color there. You can see I'm putting it on the back and just in some general areas just to kind of brighten things up a bit. But he's starting to look really cool, starting to come around looking like a predator finally. Pretty neat, pretty fun. This is a fun one, so I hope you're enjoying it. Alright, so this next step, I'm going to mix equal parts of the Space Wolves Gray and this Briar Queen Chill and Air Cast Thinner, just a little bit to thin it. Mix it up, just about equal parts, kind of making a sky blue tone, gray blue tone, and we'll be brushing that on in some of these areas to give the undertone that we need. Alright, now I'm going to take some Reichland Flush Shade and we're going to brush this over his teeth and gums. And just like everything else with these washes, when you're brushing them on, just let them sink into all the details and crevices, and that'll give you a nice look. Let it dry like that. Alright, I'm putting a blood wash on here. Also guys, be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment and hit that notification bell for future content as I work my way through YouTube. Alright, so I've taken a sponge with a tiny bit of alcohol in it and I'm just washing off and applying and washing off and applying. This is just a blood tint and I'm using my own brand of blood tint here. You can get this blood tint from Badger Airbrush. A little bit thinner. That's just a thinner for miniature paints by Vallejo. Get that at Hobby Lobby. And just applying some more blood. Making them all bloody.
gonna have me some fun. I'm gonna have me some fun.
Alright, so right here we are adding some muted gray. I love this color, like LIQUITEX paints. You can pick this up at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. Check online. It's a LIQUITEX muted gray. It's a really cool color, kind of a purple, bluish, dark tone. It's really nice. So I put a little alcohol in it, and now I can go around and spray some of these shadow areas and such. Pushing the shadow values. Now using this black Nolan oil, I'm just pushing those shadow values a little bit further. This is going to add a lot of depth and start to give us that undertones that we want. Alright, Terragar, rag shade or raggedy shade, I don't know what this is, kind of browny dark tone or something like that. Yeah, it's like a purpley dark brown, really cool color. Alright, now I'm just spraying all these dreads black and the tips of those spikes on his head black, and I'm actually airbrushing in some of the early patterns. Eventually I'll switch to a brush, but for now I'm just airbrushing. I'm using a micron Iwata, so I'm able to get really tiny spots. That's how I'm able to do that on a lower pressure with a thinner paint. Alright, now we're getting into the heavy duty detail spotting with the brush. I'm just going to lay these in with a super fine brush. I think it's a 01 or something like that. But you'll want a tiny brush with a sharp point. Sorry about if this gets out of frame. I'm doing my best, guys, to keep this in frame, and it's tough to film this and frame it all at the same time. I keep shooting this thing over to the right side, but I'll do my best in the future videos to keep them in the center. Tricky to do, tricky to shoot yourself and painting and then keep all of it together. But here we go. Let's do some dreadlocks. Gonna hit them black. I've mixed up kind of a bloody red, bright red, and a kind of a muted, like gray blue, muted blue. I'm going to very carefully with this brush do type of veins. So I'm going to take my time with this very fine brush, and I've kept the video at normal speed so you guys can really see what I'm doing here. If I had it at high speed, it'd be hard to tell what I was doing. So we're going to use this blue first, and then we're going to follow up with this bloody red color next. Today's sponsor of the video is none other than myself. Although I will be doing many sponsors coming up and working with many people on sponsorships as well as promotions, today it's my own, because it's my own bust. So because I sculpted the Predator and now I'm showing you the paint job, you can buy this bust at my website, which is over there. I'm showing you right now. My website has many different types of items. I sell a lot of monster stuff, but there's also a wide portfolio as well as classes, downloadable classes, in-person classes, as well as high-end latex collectible masks, model kits, painted statues, you name it, classes, everything. It's at my site. You can check it out. That's the sponsor for today. Thanks to myself, I guess. Kind of weird. So head on over to CaseyLoveMonsters.com today and pick up your new Predator bust or any other thing that you see that you like there. There's a lot of cool stuff. Check it out. This is just a glimpse of what's there, and thank you so much for all your support and love. All right, bye.
Back to the video.
Ugh, who was that weird guy? Alright, thank God he's gone. Yeah, we're painting some red veins. Check it out. Cool! Red veins. Creepy red veins. Alright, so, same as before, like I did the blue veins, just the red veins. Carefully putting them in. There you go. Squiggly, squiggly. Make them lightning bolt. Don't let them be too straight. Let them end in kind of a very fine taper. Yeah, you know what to do. Just make them cool.
Alright, now listen to the new hit.
I'm gonna have me some fun. I'm gonna have me some fun. Oh Lordy, yeah, I'm gonna have me some fun. Let's paint this killer predator, bring him to life. He's got blades on his wrist and a look that cuts like a knife. First, lay that wash, get those shadows to scream, then hit it with that orange, yeah, let it gleam. I'm gonna have me some fun. I'm gonna have me some fun. Oh Lordy, yeah, this monster's just begun. Big nose spots, man, this thing weighs a ton. Took me all damn night, but now the battle's won. It made me sweat like jungle heat in the sun. Felt like I was hunted, but I ain't gonna run. Airbrush in my hand, heart beating like a drum. Just me and the beast, now watch what we become.
Hey guys, another sponsor for this video is Paul Bearer Press. If you guys have not heard of Paul Bearer Press, go check them out at their website if you want to get all your killer horror merch. This is where I get my hats, my t-shirts, and a lot of the stuff I wear. You will see me wearing a Paul Bearer Press t-shirts, hats, horror, toys, etc. They've got it all. Check them out. They have a lot of great products over there, so be sure to go check them out.
From shadows to chrome, he's ready to stun. Predators alive in every brushstroke I spun. Now crank up the lights, cause I just won. I'm gonna have me some fun. Hell yeah, have me some fun.
Be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment for me down below. Hit the notification bell for future content. Alright, I'd like to special thanks to my Patreon supporters. Thank you for supporting me, and if you guys watching this would like to join my Patreon page, head over to Patreon, look up Casey Love Monsters, or click the link in my description. Thank you. Hey guys, thanks for watching, and be sure to catch part 2 of Painting the Predator right here.